Kanchar was an officer in the military of the Empire. After the Battle of Yavin and everything that followed after it, by that point he upheld the rank of commander. He was a big, hulking bully of a man. What separated him also was that Kanchar had a cybernetic left arm and a patch in his right eye. We first got introduced to Commander Kanchar in the comic series The Ashes of Jedha. Kanchar was a brutal commander who valued competence and order above all else, even to the extent that sometimes he openly admired the rebel leader Saw Gerrera. One thing that stood out in Kanchar was that he didn't understand loyalty to his own home world and saw civilians as little more than an obstacle to the Empire's grand scheme. He was an Imperial commander that detested his own subordinates and commanded them through physical intimidation, frequently terrorizing his subordinates with threats of violence and death. Despite his frequent violent outbursts, however, he did acknowledge that everyone failed on occasion and claimed to only kill his subordinates after they had committed 3 strikes. He was strict, ruthless, and seemingly he had an unpredictable, moody behavior. However, Kanchar generally appeared jovial and passionate about his commanding job, and even at times possessed a dark sense of dry humor. During that time, Commander Kanchar accompanied Queen Trios, the Queen of Shu-Torun. Together there, they inspected the progress of the extracting of the remaining kyber crystals from the planet Jedha. The reason why the commander was sent there was because there was much instability in that region, especially by the surviving partisans and the inhabitants themselves. In his disgust of how poor the kyber crystal shipments were going, Kanchar went as far as to implement a new rule. Jedha was now a prohibited system, and therefore anyone who would attempt to leave the system would be a de facto rebel and therefore found and eliminated. It was during this time that Commander Kanchar even confronted Luke Skywalker. Both of them fought, in which Commander Kanchar was not only bigger and stronger than Luke, but he also had the advantage of a prosthetic arm. What Commander Kanchar would soon come to find out was that the mission on Jedha was completely fabricated, and he was just a pawn in Darth Vader's original plan. His plan was to send Queen Trios to the planet Jedha and falsely communicate with the rebels that she is on their side. With that, Shu-Torun and the Queen would help the rebels build a faulty fleet. This was the original plan that Vader set in order to set a trap for the rebels. In realizing Commander Kanchar did not hold a grudge against Vader, simply admitting that he was part of the mission. In the end, he had gotten the job done. After returning to his Star Destroyer, the Tributum, Commander Kanchar received a transmission from Scar Squadron, informing him that an imminent rebel attack was happening on Shu-Torun. He arranged a rescue vessel to retrieve them and requested to know the rebels' plan of attack for him to study. After he returned to Shu-Torun, Commander Kanchar ordered an orbital bombardment of the Imperial retreat, intending to wipe out Princess Leia and her allies, no matter what the cost. Even though he attempted his best to wipe the rebels out, Leia and the others escaped into hyperspace, and Kanchar was left to report this entire debacle to none other than Darth Vader. The Sith Lord immediately questioned Commander Kanchar on his overkill tactics. Obviously, he went above board and created needless destruction. But Commander Kanchar had a different view on the situation. He expressed his willingness to do anything just in order to kill Princess Leia and her allies. He even vowed not to rest until they were all dead. But at that moment, Vader realized the loose cannon that was this commander. Wasting no time, Darth Vader strangled Commander Kanchar through the Force choking him to death. And the sad part about all of this is that Commander Kanchar died without even understanding why, at that moment, apparently did not want Leia and her allies killed. The fact that this commander was a loose cannon showed Vader that when it came came time for him to get Princess Leia and the rebels as prisoners of war, and going as far as interrogating them for the bigger fish, this commander would outright kill them, therefore losing a bigger opportunity in the process. Now that you heard his entire story, tell me what you guys think about his commanding style down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video though, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.